My name is Ken Milbury, Director of Technical Services here at Lunada Bay Tile. Today we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions we get here at Lunada Bay, and that's how to cut paper vase glass tile in a wet saw. Started with our saw setup, we have a base plate. The base plate's important, again, because we have to span the channel. If we don't span this channel, it could pinch the glass. I've already set up the saw to a depth that goes into our base plate. Now the base plate should be something firm and solid and not a foam board. Foam board tends to create tension between the saw and the blade. So we're using an actual piece of center board or plastic. And you're gonna wanna create a groove in it, but don't go all the way down into the channel, just deep enough to actually score the center board. Once the center board is scored, then you can go over and start making your templates. Now what I'm using today is basically a waterproof foam board and a piece of window weather stripping. I've done 2 sides already, but all you do is peel away the weather stripping, attach it to the foam board. You don't have to do all 3 sides, you can do just 1 side. Now what these templates are for is when we set the glass tile on top of our base plate, and I put arrows, basically so I know where my 3 sides are. I'm gonna set my tile down, and then on each side of the cut, I'm gonna place one of these waterproof boards. This should keep most of the water off of the paper and make it easier for us to make the cut. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually take a pumice stone, and I'm gonna make sure that my saw blade is clean and ready to go. So I'm going to put a piece of tile in the wet saw. So we've got our template made. I made another template because what I want to do is span both sides of my cut. So I'm going to use the longer template on this side. I'm going to use the shorter side on this end of the glass because I actually have an arm on this saw. And because I have an arm, I've got to make sure that it clears, but it still protects the entire part of the glass tile of the paper. Start the saw, make sure you have your safety glasses on. Turn the saw off, take the templates, push it out that way. Now you can see there is a little water, but not much. I'm just gonna lightly wipe it off. And the key is here, is you wanna have a nice dry workspace. And you're gonna pick your base plate up. Instead of picking the tile up off of the base plate, you're gonna simply take the tray and slide the tile off. Wait for it to dry before setting. I wanted to show what our production team does here at Lunada Bay. They don't go to the lengths of using the templates, but we're gonna show you an alternative method to the proper cutting of glass tile. So as you can see, he actually cut it and exposed the paper completely, letting water soak the paper. But the key is he's gonna pick the base plate up, the most important part of this, and he's actually gonna use the base plate and just slide the tile off. Now what we'll do is we'll either dry it with a hairdryer or a heat gun, let the sun dry it, let it completely re-adhere before mounting. All right, just wanted to give you guys a clear visualization of the difference between not using a template and using the templates. As you can see, this is pretty wet. It's gonna take a little more time to dry. You can use a heat gun or a dryer. This one shows you that most of the paper is still intact. This has been another tutorial brought to you by Lunada Bay Tile.